These international games, what value add do you think it brings to the Kentucky basketball program?
Well, it's again, something that like we can kind of pull off. The only thing is I haven't slept for 3 days. Like I'm up all night right now and I'm trying to catch up sleep. So I'm worried about our guys going back, but it was a great experience. A great experience. I wish we could have done more sightseeing, but we were trying to get our body timing down. The practices were great. The kids were, I got a terrific group of young people. But it was a good experience.
Is that the case in Wallace that you've been waiting to see? He said that you kind of challenged him in the locker room at halftime.
I've challenged him for a little while, like, come on, kid. Like now, look, you could tell that if you probably haven't watched us that much, but we worked on execution. We were better today. We worked on ending games. We were better today, except we missed free throws again, which is what we did to Michigan State. We can say it was this, it was that, we should have done this. We make free throws, none of that stuff matters. Now, what I told them after the game, I got to have in the game at the end guys that can make free throws. If you can't make free throws, you can't be in at the end of a game. And what that means, it's not your percentage. Can you make shots with 2 minutes to go? We need Severe in the game. I have more comfort in him shooting free throws than he has in himself. I'm like, I want you at the line. Matter of fact, I told him get fouled again and get up there and make one. He missed it again. And it's not, Kaysen did the same thing against Michigan State. We make those, we win that game. We don't make those, we got lucky here. The worst one was we miss a free throw, and because our heads are down, we give them a three and gave them a chance to beat us. But I thought we defended. Jacob was terrific in the second half. I didn't start him in the first or second half because I looked and I said, look, you're not giving us enough. I also did it because we need to get Damian going, and I thought he did some good stuff. Now, I'll say this. Damian blocking a shot, Ugana, you know now that I need to play Ugana. He's got to be that other big, and that's what I'll do. Chris Livingston was outstanding in this first half. The flow of the game didn't give me a chance to put him in. He was going to end up having to guard Jet, and I didn't feel comfortable with that because I wanted Kaysen on him. So.
Cal, with Chris, is that something you're going to have to talk to him? I mean, he didn't play in the second half, didn't play toward the end of the first half. Is that something you have to have discussions with to keep him? Yeah,
and I got to figure out him. And do you think Ugana should be playing? So that's what you have to do as a coach, and you got to let guys know that everybody's been playing, which means you get to show each of you, and it's kind of, but I'll say this, what Chris does, the only thing I did do, I put him back in at a 4, and I shouldn't have done it. I got on my staff about teaching him the 4 position because I want him to play some 4 because you're going to have a physical game. And he can be that guy. We didn't really do it, so putting him in was not fair. Was not fair.
Less than one play, was that just?
And you could see he didn't know where he was supposed to go on stuff, and it's not fair. Why would you do that if you really haven't, scripted, here are our plays? Like I said to Chin, I said, Coach Chin, ask him what he knows at the 4, and we'll run that. They can't do that to a young man on TV in this environment. It wasn't fair. So, but again, it's hard. Do you remember we had Shea Alexander and he didn't start for how long and what? You remember Emmanuel Quickly was coming off the bench for how long? And, it's like Ugana, you got to trust that you're going to break through. And the process doesn't change, but it helps change you, and the light doesn't go on like, well, I went hard for 3 weeks. You may have to go hard 3 months, and then it breaks through. You gotta be, and then I did ask this to the guys. We had one, I said, do you think you should be playing more? Wasn't Chris, it was another guy. I think I can help this team. Do you? Yes. So you want to play more? I'd like to. Who are you taking minutes from? Who are you better than? You want to tell him or tell him? Tell him. Who are you? We're not just saying, well, I should play because I can help the team. Who are you playing better than? Because they're helping the team too. So you're trying to keep it real, like this is like life here. But I'll tell you, I like the team. We showed grit today. This is hard for both teams. Juwan and I said, have you slept? He said, no. He had red eyes too. I saw his red eyes. I started laughing. I said, you and I are the two that are getting. He said, I'm worried about my players. I said, they're 19. They'll be fine. You and I may not recover until January.
What were your overall impressions of Kaysen, especially in the second half, the way he came out?
No, I know what he is. He's had fingers that have been hurt. It's affected him a little bit. But he does a little bit of everything. He's a player who doesn't care about scoring. He got the MVP, I guess, but Jacob got the most impactful, and he's probably happy about it. He didn't care. He just, the one, when you're so worried about all the stuff that really doesn't matter, that messes your game up. Just play. Just when you get, and again, if you've ever been to my practice, if a guy's open and does not shoot it, what? I'm on him. I'm taking you out. Now, it's so, you can't say, I'm afraid I'll miss a shot. Don't do that. It's about defending down on the floor, doing all that stuff, running like crazy. And I'll say it again, even a do, my plan was to get a do in the first half so that if I needed him in the second half, because I'm not going to play a guy in a game like this if I did not play him in the first half. It's not fair. What if he did something, kicked something, did something, and we lost the game? It's not fair to him.
John, just along those lines with Kaysen, he said you all had worked on the inside-out kick, and that if he hadn't shot that big three at the end, he would have been a selfish player.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah. And he would. And the other thing is, I couldn't get him to move. The one ball that was turned over, he's standing when the guy's looking instead of cutting, but it's something that we'll have to work on because he's never been in that position. So he just, there's so much stuff we got a long way to go. But to come over here and win in the schedule we have ahead of us that does not get any easier. I mean, we got 2 games coming up that are both really good teams, both of them.
So Oscar, battled foul trouble, but how do you think he did against Hunter Dickinson?
He did good. I didn't look at the numbers. Yeah, he only got 14 and 13. I mean, people are going nuts. Somebody gets 20 and 12. This kid averages, and he could average more. He's missing a lot of shots because he hadn't practiced for 4 weeks. And coming back, there's shots that he's missing that he just usually does not miss. Free throws being one. He's a very, very good free throw shooter.
Do you think that's just still rust, him coming back?
Yeah, but he's doing good.
He only had 2 shots in the second half after 8 in the first. Was that an adjustment from you to kind of run the offense?
I told him don't shoot the ball. No, I didn't.
Were you trying
No.
to run the offense through other players?
No, we were trying to do things to get him at the basket so that we had that, and we were doing some things on the weak side because they were so concerned with him. But everything we did was to get him from out to in, play around, look weak side what we have. That's all we did. And then I did it 85% of the possessions until the end of the game. We went to our grinded stuff, made tough shots at the buzzer, passed up a couple plays that I'm like, come on, man. But they, you got to give Michigan credit. They came out through a zone. They go 3 or 4 passes, their zone, and then they go man. That's what that zone is. But it gets you, players, it gets to you a little bit.
Dickinson, you fronted him early, and you had Agana behind. He kind of took over.
Agana's supposed to be around, and when he catches it, you go behind. Because if you're behind, he's really good at spinning, going baseline quickly. You don't have a chance to guard him. So Uganda, but let me say this, Uganda impacted the game in the first half. Blocks, they're like, who is this guy?
So the Basketball Hall of Fame put on this event.
Last one.
And it's obviously, well, a landmark event over here in England. What does it mean to you personally and to your university to be a part of this event, be a part of this with the Basketball Hall of Fame, to bring the game over here, to bring college basketball over here?
Well, the first thing is to be the first college teams to play in '02. Come on, man. This is like the venue in the world. Like everybody wants to play here. And we're the first college teams to do it. The Hall of Fame has done, it's what they do for basketball, what they do for college and high school. They had high school teams, what they do for NBA, that environment that they have. And any way that we can help the Hall of Fame in their mission, we help. John and Scotty and the boys have done, great work. And this was supposed to be, you think about this, 3 years ago. And all of a sudden the World Cup is this year. And it's in a place that they got to move the time to this time. And England's playing at the same time we're playing? What are you talking? That's like the stars being aligned. How the heck did that happen? But you know what? That being said, it was a great crowd. And how about Big Blue Nation, Kentucky being here? In London. And it's not London, Kentucky.
It sounded like a home game, sir.
What's that?
It sounded like a home game.
It did. It was that, you guys from here probably don't know, but literally doesn't matter where we play. They figure out how to get tickets, how to get in the building and all that. So let me tell all you, we really appreciate the hospitality. We thank the Hall of Fame. We thank you guys at the O2. You've been great. And it's been a great experience. And I cannot wait to get on that plane to go back home.
Please come back to the UK.
I would love to come back. We were talking to the guy, I'm forgetting his name and I'm going to apologize, that has the Scottish Open at his golf course. And he's had it the last 4 years, and I guess they're going to have it the next 4. And he's a Kentucky big guy, had him in practice, so I'm going to come over and play some golf at his course is what I'm going to do. But we appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.